Governor R.N. Ravi. And to discuss this, we have Mr. A. Saravanan, the spokesperson of the DMK, and also Mr. Nambiar, someone who supports the BJP. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this evening. And Mr. Nambiar, if we can begin with you, what do you make of this statement by the Higher Education Minister of Tamil Nadu at a convocation function in Coimbatore?
I'm surprised that he is the Higher Education Minister of Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu as a culture and as a state has got a huge legacy. And why this hate-mongering kind of a message which is coming from Tamil Nadu against the Hindi or the people who are Hindi speaking? I am a Keralite, I am a South Indian, I am proud that I understand Tamil, I understand Malayalam, but I equally understand Hindi, and I have been living in Delhi for the last 25 years. And I think learning a new language is always an additional benefit. And if 43% of the people in this country speaks, or 45% of the people speak Hindi, why this hate against that? And 45% of the global population don't speak English. That is the most ironical stuff. And this also shows a colonial mindset. The special love for English and English speaking is makes you straight away to a divine spirit, or as you if you speak in English you will become international. I think these are something which is never heard of. I can understand that you wanted to protect your language, which is absolutely fine, and I am for it. Every language, Tamil is one of the oldest language, or a Malayalam, or a Kannada, or a Telugu, or for that matter to a Odia or Sanskrit. These are all Shresht Bhashas. Our own land has given that kind of respect to these languages, but despite that, you wanted to attack a section of our society, that too a large section of our society, and I wanted to isolate Tamil Nadu more of like a different country altogether. This is unwarranted, and I feel ashamed that higher education minister addressing to an audience, and if I could, whatever I heard from the incept, that no students were even uploading, or even it's laughable. It's really laughable that all those people who speak Hindi sells panipuri is the most demeaning comment you can hear from a minister from anywhere. And if someone else from the North India will say that the people who speak Tamil do this, will you accept it? I think it's very demeaning, very unwarranted, and that too a platform wherein he's addressing on a convocation to the large students,
right,
and sitting in a position as like an education minister. It's very, very unwarranted.
Mr. Nambiar, in that sense, do you think the essential point the minister is trying to make is India, he also adds that India is the land of diversity, and there cannot be one language that is that's being forced on people to learn, and he says it's up to the students or people to learn the language they want, and nothing should be forced.
I think nobody is forcing upon any language on anyone, and language is something which you can't force. Neither, if I also say you that you should not be forcing upon an English on anybody, how will you say that? But there are some language which may require for in a country. Like as I said, that I learned English all throughout my education, and that too in a government school, that too from south of India. And then, didn't it help me? It helped me immensely. I was known to how to write Hindi. I was known to how to read Hindi. I may not have been able to speak Hindi so well that time. That's it. But I think learning a language, irrespective of today, is the era wherein people in our society or the students are trying to learn German, French, or for that matter to different languages. So here is a minister who is saying that there is an anti-Hindi movement. They are trying to recreate, and as if that somebody is pushing Hindi on everybody's mouth. That is really not the case. And what he really said, that the people who speak Hindi are generally those people who sell panipuri. It's absolutely a shame on a minister of that level, and that is really not needed. Every language needs to be given that respect. Every language needs to be given that respect.
Yes, I think Mr. Saran is back.